Welcome to another meal prep video, and I think this one is going to be the easiest one you will ever find. Everything is going to be super quick and easy to throw together, and there is minimal cooking, believe it or not. So let's jump right in. I'm starting with 2 pounds of grass-fed ground beef. Mine is 85-15, which just means that there's 85% meat and 15% fat content. I'm also going to add some salt, garlic powder, onion powder, complete seasoning, and some of this Trader Joe's umami seasoning blend. This is kind of like a mushroom seasoning, and because these meatballs are Asian inspired, it makes perfect sense to use it in this recipe. And then I'm also going to add in some Worcestershire sauce and some pepper. Then I followed it up with 2 eggs and some sweet chili sauce, as well as some teriyaki sauce. These are both from Lidl. Highly recommend both of them. They're both really good. And then to finish it off, I'm just going to go in with some breadcrumb. Next, I'm covering my air fryer wire rack in some aluminum foil just to protect it and keep me from having to do too much cleanup in the end. And I'm just going to go ahead and form my meatballs, put them on this rack, and then pop them into the air fryer. So I ended up cooking 1 tray at a time, and I put mine on the top rack and I set the air fryer to 400 for 15 minutes. But at about the 12-minute mark, I went ahead and dropped them down to a lower rack because they were getting a little bit brown. If you have a multi-layered air fryer like I do, then maybe put it on the middle rack, and I think it should be fine for the full 15 minutes. But at any rate, they were still very juicy on the inside. They were not overdone. And honestly, you could undercook them slightly just because, remember, we're meal prepping. So we're going to put these in the refrigerator and heat them up again later on. But honestly, they were super good just like this. And even with reheating them, they still tasted perfectly fine on day 2 and 3. Now, I think by now y'all know I'm a rice lover, so I went ahead and paired mine with some white rice, which I cooked ahead of time off camera, but I have a separate video just for that, so I will link that in the description box below. But you can definitely use a bagged rice or some kind of like quick cooking rice, so you don't have to do that part. And I portioned my meatballs out into 4 meatballs per container. And then I paired it with some sugar snap peas as well. And I went ahead and froze my sugar snap peas, and I just put them in there frozen because they're going to come to the same temperature as the rest of the food when they're in the refrigerator. When you reheat them, everything's going to be perfectly cooked then. So no point in cooking it twice. And that is it. The first meal's done. Super easy. I don't think it gets any easier. Now let's move on to the second meal. We're going in with some chicken breast, and I'm just going to slice this kind of thinly. So I'm slicing this really big chicken breast into kind of like 3 layers. And I'm just going to go ahead and season those layers once I get it all sliced up. I promise you this is the easiest chicken recipe you're ever gonna make. So add some oil, add your chicken, sear it on both sides, add some salsa, put the top on, give it 10 minutes, and you're done. This literally took like 15 minutes from start to finish. You cannot get any easier or quicker than this. And the salsa added so much flavor. I think the acidity in it also tenderized the chicken. So good. I served this with some rice, and I just went ahead and sliced my chicken and laid it on top of the rice. And there's a close-up of the chicken. You can see how juicy and moist it is on the inside. It's so good. And then I served this with some frozen broccoli because there's no point in cooking it twice, like I said. And then I'm also gonna add some seasoned black beans. Y'all have seen these before in other meal prep videos. They're so quick and easy, straight from the can to the container. And when I ate this, I served it with some sour cream just to kind of give it another creamy element. And here's the sauce that was left over inside the pot. So I went ahead and spooned that on top as well, just because that's going to season your rice and flavor the whole dish when you actually go to eat it. And that's it, y'all. I don't think it could be any easier or simpler than this. And it's full of flavor without adding a bunch of extra calories. So definitely try this out. And just like that, we're on to the next meal. So I'm gonna go ahead and dice up some onion as well as some red pepper. And this one was pretty much on its last leg. It was about to go bad, so I wanted to use it up before it went completely off. And I'm just gonna go ahead and open that up and dice it up along with the onion. And now I'm adding that to a pan with some olive oil and some ground turkey. So by now you probably figured out that we're making pasta sauce, and this is the one I like. It's from Target. It's the garden combo, and it contains a serving and a half of veggies. You can taste the onion and peppers inside the sauce, and I really like it. And then I also add about a tablespoon of sugar to my sauce every single time to cut down on the acidity, and that is really it. You put the top on it and let it simmer for about 10 to 15 minutes or however long you want, and your sauce is complete. So I did go ahead and boil some spaghetti noodles to go along with it, and that is it, y'all. I'm not gonna portion this out because this is gonna be eaten by the kids as well as my husband and I. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put it into a large container and put it in the fridge once it cools. And then as an additional bonus in this video, I took the other half of the ground turkey that I had and made turkey burgers. So you can go ahead and put them on a plate or on some parchment paper, freeze them for about 30 minutes, and then they'll be hard enough for you to put them into a plastic bag, and you'll have burgers whenever you want. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to leave me a comment below and let me know what you thought, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.